Hello, BookTube. Hello, friends. Welcome to Lizzie Faye Loves Books. I'm Elizabeth, and it is time for my September TBR. I can't believe August is almost done. I'm in the middle of filming a reading vlog right now, trying to finish books and trying to revive our eBay business and starting a new diet. And my life is just crazy right now, but I have to stop and share with you what I plan to read in the month of September. So let's just get started. There are two big activities that I am participating in for the month of September. The big one is the Fall Into Reading Challenge, which starts in September and goes for 3 months. That is hosted by Tia from Tia and All the Books, Rainy Day Reads, Angie from Literary Labors, and Cozy Reader Kelly. So be sure you jump in on that. It's such a fun challenge. There are 2 challenge boards. I'm going to do the big one. I already have plugged in books that are already on my TBR for the challenge, and a lot of them are just very easy. The books I was already going to read this month, and I have almost filled out the board. The 20, did I say 26? It's 24. 6, 12, 18, 24 board, and there are just it's all these different genres and various fall prompts, and it's really cool. So I'll leave a link to Tia's announcement video in the description if you haven't checked that out. I hope that you will jump on board. And then, of course, the other thing, I've already done an announcement video. Hopefully you already know about Mid-Year Mystery Madness. This is the first time we're doing this. March Mystery Madness has been happening for the last 6 years, and I really liked what Troi Towel called it. He called it a bridge between March and March. I love that. And by the way, I want to give a shout out to Troi Towel. He was the creator of March Mystery Madness with me, and he has been going to school for the last few years and has really been, between his job and school, he hasn't had a lot of time for BookTube, but every once in a while, he jumps in and has a great video, and he was so nice to do a Mid-Year Mystery Madness video. Be sure you check that out and watch that. Send him some love, and I am just excited to hear that he's almost done with school. So hopefully maybe by next year he'll be able to come back as a full host for March Mystery Madness. Anyway, Mid-Year Mystery Madness is has a theme this year of subgenre September. I don't know if that'll be the theme every year, but right now, it just sounded good. We love alliterations, so it seemed appropriate to do. And so I will share with you what I am planning to read for that event as well. Basically, my TBR every month, for this year anyway, is pretty straightforward. I go through a list of projects and goals and things that I set at the beginning of the year, and I plug in books that will meet the monthly goal for that particular project. So I'm just going to go through them with you. They're not necessarily in any kind of order. It's just the order that I wrote them down in at the beginning of the year. So the first thing on the list is Newbery. I've been working really hard lately to really get a lot more of my Newbery winners read that I hadn't read previously, and I've reread a few. So I've been able to do at least 1 or 2 videos. I feel like I've done 2 videos lately, but I still, it's because I am on the cusp of filming another one as soon as I finish up a couple more books. But anyway, that'll be coming soon. But going forward, when I finish up the books that I'm reading this month, I've got books from a couple of different decades I pulled off my shelf. These, I think, are from the 40s. Rabbit Hill by Robert Lawson and The 21 Balloons by William Penne Dubois. I have not read either of those. I've also got a couple from the 20-teens on my shelf that I wouldn't mind rereading. Definitely want to reread The One and Only Ivan. I read this, I don't know, several years ago and loved it. And I found out from my friend Donna from Studio in the Library that it's either September 24th or 25th is World Gorilla Day. So that would be the perfect day to read this. I remember reading this in one sitting last time. It looks thick. It's a little bit deceiving because there's a lot of white space, but it's such a delightful book. If you haven't read it, you should read The One and Only Ivan. And I also need to read, there's a sequel or 2 now that I haven't read, The One and Only Bob. We have a dog named Bob. I should really read that. And this was on my shelf. I read this and I don't remember much about it. I think it had a little bit of a supernatural quality to it, and I need to reread read this one, When You Reach Me. And there's some others that I want to read and reread, but that's just what I pulled off my shelf for now. The next thing on the list is also a middle grade category, and that is Sunshine State books. I checked out one from the Bookmobile the other day. In fact, if you've been watching my reading vlog most recently, I'm still filming a part 2 of that. I did make it to the Bookmobile. That'll be on the part 2 of the vlog, and I checked this out. I probably, in hindsight, should have saved this for maybe November when we're doing the science fiction read along. I say we. I'm going to participate. I'm not a host. Scott and Becky, the Bookish Bryants, are one of the hosts for that. And if I don't get this read in September, I'll save it for November. Cleo Porter and the Body Electric by Jake Burt. I think it's more of a dystopian, but I think it would still count for science fiction. And I don't know. There's several others. I discovered quite a few of them have popped up on my Overdrive account. There's like 8 different Sunshine State books from this year's list that are on audio that my library now offers on audio on Overdrive. So I may be able to buzz through more of those than I thought originally. And the next thing on the list is Booktube Spin. So I've got 4 Booktube Spin books to read this round because I did 2 lists and then he spun twice, so that made 4 books. I listened to one on audio last month. I'm currently reading one right now that I might need to carry it over into next month, but when I get done with it, I think next I will read The Beach Street Knitting Society and Yarn Club by Gil McNeil. That will be my next one for Booktube Spin, and then that'll make 3. The next thing on my list is Author Binge. I set this project at the beginning of the year that I wanted to binge 21 different authors throughout the year, and the 2 that I set for September are Jeanette Oke and T. Davis Bunn, or Davis Bunn. And originally when I set that as a goal, I really thought I would pick up with the Heirs of Acadia series by T. Davis Bunn and Isabella Bunn. Now, though, that I'm looking at it, I really think I ought to refresh myself on the last couple of books from the Song of Acadia series by Davis Bunn and Jeanette Oke. And I could read those. I mean, those are the 2 authors that I'm going to binge. And I might. But my eyes have been distracted over to another book that I have on my shelf. And this and another book in this series will work beautifully for 2 of the Fall Into Reading Challenge prompts. There's a prompt for reading a book with orange on the cover. This is Miramar Bay by Davis Bunn. It's blurbed by Debbie Maycomber. He is a Christian author. I've heard wonderful things about this book. There are at least 5 books in the series, and I only own this one, but I was looking at them on Goodreads, and book 4 is called Tranquility Falls, and it has a beautiful scene with trees in fall colors. And that would be the perfect book to read for the prompt, Leaves on the Cover. It doesn't say you have to have fall leaves on the cover, but I always like to since it's a fall challenge. So this is calling my name right here. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So for Jeanette Oke, again, at the beginning of the year, I would have told you I really want to read some of the Women of the West series. I've pulled out these 3. These are numbered on Goodreads. You don't have to read them in order, but, put a number in front of something, and I'm going to try to follow the order. The Calling of Emily Evans is about a young woman who feels called to the mission field. I don't think this is on audio. Some of these are, some of them aren't, and I don't know if I'm going to read this or not. Book 2, and if you follow the order, Julia's Last Hope, and then Roses for Mama. I don't know if I'm going to read those or not because I was, again, looking at the prompts for the Fall Into Reading Challenge, and there is a prompt to, oh dear, what happened to it? Oh, here it is. There's a prompt to read a book set in the fall, and that's a difficult challenge. So I've been wanting to reread the Seasons of the Heart series. It's a 4-book series. Book 1 is Once Upon a Summer. Book 2 is The Winds of Autumn. And these are on audio on Hoopla. I read them years ago. I don't remember anything about them except that I remember loving them. And I would like to reread these again. So, reread these again. No, I just want to reread these. And here they are. So if I get really into these two and want to just keep on, you know, and buzz through the whole series, I might just do that. So we shall see. But definitely, I want to read this one and then get to this one for the Fall Into Reading Challenge. So that's Jeanette Oak and T. Davis Bunn, or Davis Bunn. Some of his books say T. Davis and some just say Davis. And it's the same guy. Okay, the next thing is my Serious About Series challenge. That's a challenge I started at the beginning of the year. Again, anytime I mention this, I want to give a shout out to the Killing It with Cozies group, because they have just taken this challenge and run with it. So I have 2 different series that I want to focus on that will check off series. One of them I'm carrying over from August. I had intended to read or listen to books 5 and 6 in the Beach House series in August by Mary Alice Monroe, and I have not gotten to those yet. So I'm carrying those over. In fact, I just got the CD copy of this one, Beach House Reunion, just the other day. So, and this is my book. So I just kept kind of putting it on hold because I had other books checked out from the library. So those I definitely want to get to. And then a cozy mystery series is The Cat in the Stacks by Miranda James. Now, I binged this series, everything that was available back in 2018 or 19 when my daughter was in the hospital. I remember listening to these just one after the other on audio. So now there are 3 that I haven't read. The newest one, book 14, is just coming out like right now at the end of August. I don't know the exact date. And I need to listen to 12 and 13 on Hoopla, and I don't know if 14, how quick it's going to get on Hoopla or not, but at least get 12 and 13 done this month, and then if I have to read the newest one in print, I don't have a problem with that, but it may not happen this month, but by the end of the year, for sure, I want to get that done. By the end of the year, it'll probably pop up on Hoopla, if nothing else. So that will be great. And then the next thing is book clubs. So I have been trying to read ahead a little bit with book clubs. For my literary book club, next month we're reading Last Train to Key West by Chanel Cleeton. So I read that last month. It was great. I read that whole series. It's kind of a companion series. They were all really good. I enjoyed them. I'll probably do a video about that book series. Then for October, we're reading Sunflower Sisters by Martha Hall Kelly. I've read that already as well, and did a video where I compared some Civil War fiction. So if you didn't see that video, I'll put a little card up here where you can click on that if you're interested. And then that just leaves November and December, and I don't think I'm going to start on either of these for in September, so I don't need to worry about those. For my mystery book club, though, I am going to make some progress in at least one of the series. For November, we're reading book 14 in the Amelia Peabody series by Elizabeth Peters, and the reason we picked 14 is because we couldn't get enough copies for all of book club of any of the earlier books. They've already been weeded out or gone missing or whatever. And I didn't want to start with book 14 because you guys know I like to read in order. So I read the first book, listened to it on audio a couple months ago, and then in August I listened to at least 3 more. And I really don't ever read historical mysteries very often at all. So I'm counting that for Mid-Year Mystery Madness as a genre that I rarely read from. And so I've got the next one here that I'm ready to read, The Deeds of the Disturber. My plan for Mid-Year Mystery Madness is to listen to this one and then, 2 or 3 more, how many ever I can get done during that week. And that will be my TBR for Mid-Year Mystery Madness, is the Amelia Peabody series by Elizabeth Peters. And so then after that, I need to work on the Irish mysteries by Carleen O'Connor, but I probably won't get to those in September. We're reading book 6, which is a Christmas-themed book for December. I've already read the first one, so sometime between now and December, I need to read 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I'm not super concerned about getting to those until I get more caught up with Amelia Peabody, since I got to get all the way to 14 of that series. And then for my middle grade and YA trilogies project, at the beginning of the year, I made a list of 12 middle grade or YA trilogies that I'd only read the first one of that I want to finish this year. I'm not doing as good on that challenge as I would like, but I do plan to get through 2 different trilogies in October that I can get on audio, and that also doubles as my author binge project because both those trilogies are by the same author. So I'll tell you about that next month. Then in November, I've got a science fiction trilogy to finish. So that leaves a graphic novel trilogy and then 3 others, not including the one that I'm still reading right now to finish up. So I'm definitely going to tackle the graphic novel trilogy because that was the hardest prompt for me to get done last year on the Fall Into Reading Challenge. So the trilogy I want to finish is the graphic novel version of the Kane Chronicles. I've already read The Red Pyramid. This is my own book, but I'm going to need to check out books 2 and 3 from the library, and that is definitely what I'm going to read very soon because graphic novels don't go as fast for me as other people seem to be able to read them, at a good speed. And maybe because the print is so small, I really have to focus. I definitely have to wear my reading glasses, and it just takes me longer. And they're not usually broken up into chapters. This may be broken up into chapters. I feel like it had some sections, but I don't remember. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, that's definitely what I'm going to do. And I really would like to make an attempt to read at least one other trilogy this year, not including the ones I've already got plugged in for October and November. And so if I don't finish it this month, I can always finish it in December, or ideally I could read that one and this one. If I could get this one done and one more, then I would have 2 left for December, and I might be able to get this project done, but I'm not going to kick myself too hard if I don't. Anyway, I have all 3 of the others in this little cup, and I just thought I would draw one out randomly because why not? I like to do things randomly if I can. A lot of times my TBR goals are so specific that I can't do random stuff. So let me just draw one out and see what I get. All right, I have picked out Robin Hoodlum, and that is by Kekla Magoon. I've got the first one and the second one here. I've read the first one, of course, and it is called Shadows of Sherwood. This was a Sunshine State book a few years ago. Really enjoyed it. It's a Robin Hood retelling, and a few months ago, I found book 2, I think at a library sale. It's Rebellion of Thieves, and it's not quite as long as the first one. So, that's always a bonus. And I would like to go ahead and try to get this read in September. That would be awesome. So that would be great for that project. And then the next thing I have on my list is buddy reads and read-alongs. I may actually be doing a buddy read this month. We haven't ironed out all the details, but for a few months, Becca from Hicksmix Books and I have been talking about reading The Wicked City at some point by Beatrice Williams. So I watched her TBR already, and she talked about 3 buddy reads she's already doing this month. And I said, oh, you're probably full up. Guess we'll have to postpone The Wicked City. And she's like, no, I really want to get to it. I can do it. So I just messaged her back today, and we haven't worked out details, but hopefully we will get to this. I'm going to listen to it on Hoopla. I've got this one and the second one in physical form, and I think it's a 3-book series. It's also a historical mystery, so this could count for Mid-Year Mystery Madness as well. And then I've got another read-along that I'm doing. It's a series read-along with the Killing It with Cozy's Cozy Mystery Discord group. We read Hummus and Homicide last month. This is book 1 in the Kitchen Kebab or Kebab Kitchen Mysteries by Tina Cashian. This is the only one that any of us can seem to find on audio. The other books in the series are on ebook on Hoopla, at least for me, they are. So I'm going to be checking those out on Hoopla, and we're going to read one a month. The last one is a Christmas-themed book, so it works out where we'll be reading it in December. So it's perfect, and this was so good. I really, really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the characters and the setting and everything. I'll maybe talk a little more about it in my monthly wrap-up, but I really did enjoy that. I'm looking forward to the next one. Okay, I already mentioned the read-alongs, so I will tell you a few of the books that I am going to try to accomplish for the Fall Into Reading Challenge. I've already mentioned some of those, so I won't spend too much time on that right here. But I have one other book that I was going to show you that I may try to get to. So in August, I picked up book 3 in the Big Stone Gap series by Adriana Trigiani for a birthday reading challenge that I was doing with Donna from Studio in the Library. And because that was book 3 and there's only 4 books in the series, I figured why not go ahead and get to book 4 and check this series off my list. So book 4 is Home to Big Stone Gap. Adriana Trigiani is the author, and I just finished book 3 last night. Really, really enjoyed it. So I'm excited to get to book 4 in that series. So I've already kind of mentioned some of the ones I'm reading for the Fall Into Reading Challenge. The prompts that I hope to cover that I've kind of already talked about: orange on the cover, mystery, graphic novel, and also if I get to book 3 of that graphic novel series, that could count for supernatural. So that's there. Historical fiction, the Jeanette Oak books, definitely historical. Takes place in the fall. That would be another Jeanette Oak book. And published before 2021. That's pretty much, anything. Science fiction, once I get into this, I might be able to count this as science fiction. But otherwise, I'm reading some science fiction in November. So, that'll be fine for that. For a classic, I hope I can count one of the Newbery winners. So that, that would work for that. Published in 2021, the newest Cat in the Stacks mystery is just being published. It's coming out any day now. So that would be a great one for that. And I'm just going down through the chart here. I made a chart, chicken scratch, but it's a chart of the 2024 board challenge for the Fall Into Reading Challenge. Sequel, I could probably use Beach House Reunion for that, or for romance. Leaves on the cover, I already talked about Tranquility Falls. So I will probably get more than 8 done this month in September. I know some people are doing 8 each month, but I already have November really nailed down to science fiction for the Science Fiction Readathon and nonfiction. So I don't want to save any of these random challenges for November because that's going to be my focus. And in October, I have several of my challenges already, nailed down what I'm going to read. So some of those, like fantasy and supernatural and things like that, might work for October. I don't get into super creepy reads for October, but sometimes those things pop up on the challenges and, different readathons and stuff. So I'll try to, make sure I save any that I'm already going to read for October, for things like the Mandyathon. If she's going to, I don't know if she's going to do that this year, but she usually has, something, kind of creepy on that challenge. Anyway, I don't need to ramble. I need to go, and we have to take a couple of cats to the vet. It's a Saturday right now. I'm filming this. I may not upload this till Sunday, but right now it's Saturday, and the book shelter is open today. So I may go drop the cats off at the vet where Katie's working and go to the book shelter, maybe do a little bit of book shopping. I'll add that to my vlog. I have really not done much reading, if any, to speak of. Also this month, as far as personal goals, I want to film a channel trailer. So you may see that pop up fairly soon on my channel. I also mentioned that I'm embarking on some different things. We're reviving our eBay store and starting a new diet and things like that. And I'm thinking about vlogging some of that, not to the point that I would switch my focus from books by any means. And I don't want to start new channels either because I just don't want to spread myself that thin. But I may still upload a video here and there of my journey through that. So if any of you are interested, I know there's a whole other communities on YouTube. There's like the weight loss community, and within each diet, they kind of have their own community. And eBay selling is a big community. And I don't really want to, I don't know what I want to do. I know I want to get going with eBay because I want to make some money to renovate the kitchen, and I want to clear out stuff of my house. I don't need to go sourcing for things. I have enough stuff in my house to keep us in eBay for a while. So that's my main goal. Are you interested in seeing any of that? If so, then I will definitely plan to vlog some of that, or I may just go ahead and give it a try and see what kind of views it gets or whatever. you know, it is a little bit of an effort to vlog, but it's fun and I enjoy it. So, you know, if anyone's interested in watching it, I would love to invite you to come along with me. But I am going to do a channel trailer soon and go from there. So that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day. Read a good book and God bless you.